Hey everybody, I'm Eric Shannon from Big Barker Dog Beds, and I'm here with Chad and Erin, who are here with Wolfgang, who is a very, very famous beagle nowadays. So first off, guys, I want to say that I saw the Today Show clip, and that's amazing. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, we were contacted by the Today Show kind of through our Instagram account because Wolfgang started out at 90 pounds when he was dropped off by a kill shelter. And Arizona Beagle Rescue is the group that took Wolfgang in initially with us as foster parents. And then we adopted him, and we just kind of been chronicling his weight loss progress over almost a year. We got him in May, and the Today Show picked it up and kind of reached out to us to kind of see how he's losing weight and to hopefully maybe inspire some other dogs that might need to start their own extreme weight loss journey.
So tell me more about the weight loss journey. I see that you've helped numerous dogs from rescue situations lose weight. There was Snickers and Andre. They both lost 50, 60 pounds or more. Wolfgang has lost close to right around 40 pounds. And he's got a foster brother, Jameson, who he's just helping him start his weight loss journey now. So tell me more about what makes you guys so passionate about both rescue dogs and weight loss in dogs.
Well, in terms of rescue dogs, there's just so many dogs that are looking for a home. And puppies are for a lot of people, and there are rescue puppies, but we've always had dogs that were a little bit older that are kind of out of the chewing puppy stages. So that makes rescue dogs an even better option for us. But they're just such great dogs, and they're in desperate need of homes. In terms of dogs that are overweight, we just kind of start out with beagles, and I've always ended up with beagles. The first beagle that we adopted through Arizona Beagle Rescue, when their foster family took her in, she was about 70 some pounds. She was about 58 pounds when she came to us, and beagles are about 25, 30 pounds typically. And so she got down to her goal weight, maintained it the rest of her life. But then when another obese dog came into the rescue, we were asked if we could maybe help, and that was Andre. He was about 70 pounds when he came to live with us, and he's been at his goal weight at about 25 pounds for maybe 5-6 years at this point. And then it just kind of snowballed a little bit after that. We have Wolfgang, who, as you said, he's lost a bunch of weight, but he still has a lot of weight to go. And just a month ago, we were alerted through the rescue that there was a 100-pound beagle at the shelter, again, with a goal weight of probably 25, 30 pounds. A dog desperately needed some help. And when the weight is that extreme, it can be a daunting task. But since we've had experience and success with other dogs, we felt pretty confident that we could do it again. And Wolfgang's here to help. So he's still on his journey, so he can kind of encourage.
So what do you think your secret to success has been? Because that's a tremendous track record you guys have now with helping these dogs.
I don't think it's one thing. We've been fortunate that all the dogs we've had have had good attitudes. I mean, dogs will eat what you put in front of it for the most part, but they eat willingly. They're not spitting out the vegetables. They all seem happy or anxious to want to go for walks. But I think overall the success has largely attributed to keeping a strict eye on a calorie count and a commitment to physical activity. We do a home-based diet now for the dogs, and we've done that for about 2 years. But when we were working with Andre, when he was 70 pounds, we were not using a home-based diet. And in both cases, it's just figuring out exactly how many calories you're giving your dog in conjunction with working with your vet. Wolfgang gets 600 calories a day, and that was developed in conjunction with his vet.
So how many calories a day do you think it takes for a dog to start putting on weight? I know all dogs are different, but like Wolfgang, if he's at 600 calories a day now, what do you think he was eating in his
It's hard to know. I don't know how much he was eating, but our current foster, Jameson, we do know from prior vet records that he was eating approximately 1,500 calories a day. I mean, that's like human-based amount of calories. And the vet told us to put him on a 600 calorie a day diet.
So when you said a home-based diet, can you tell me more about what you mean by that?
Yeah, I cook their food. It's primarily lean turkey and veggies. Right now we have 2 dogs that are obese and 2 dogs that are at their goal weight. So the dogs that are obese, the vet has them on a very high protein, low carb diet. So it is mostly lean turkey. We have some sardines, lots of veggies in there. The dogs that are on their general just maintenance path, they have more fruit and some carbs incorporated.
Does Wolfgang have a favorite recipe?
Well, I mean, he didn't get to be 90 pounds by, drinking protein shakes, so he's not like overly picky, which is a good thing.
Since he started losing weight, have you noticed any health conditions improve?
Yeah, well, I mean, just mobility. I mean, when you think about, like, let's just say his target weight's 25 pounds. He was 90 pounds. He wouldn't necessarily come greet us when we got home from work because just getting up and going to the door required a lot of effort. He'd want to. He'd be wagging his tail, wanting us to come over to see him. But his mobility has just skyrocketed, and then in turn, we think there's a lot less stress on his joints because he doesn't have to carry that excessive weight around.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I mean, that's one of the things that's really important to us in getting the weight loss message out there. I mean, my dog who passed away about 2 years ago, he had arthritis, he had hip dysplasia, and the vet always stressed how important it was not to have him carry around extra weight, just because before the hip dysplasia got bad, it was mainly about keeping the wear and tear off the joints. But once the arthritis really kicked in and he was in pain, every extra pound caused more discomfort for him. So we like to really put the weight loss message out there. Now, in some cases, people can tell when their dog has a few pounds to lose, but in a lot of cases, people don't really realize that their dog might be overweight. Have you seen that as well?
Yeah, I do, because if a dog is only 20 pounds, 1 or 2 extra pounds percentage wise is a much larger percentage than if a 150-pound person needed to lose 2 or 3 pounds. And the one dog that we have currently, Fred, he's a little over 16 years old. And I mean, we think his good health is attributed to a lot of factors, genetics and luck probably being a major factor, but his mobility is really great. If he had his way, he'd go running with us in the morning still. But the vet did caution us that just even 1 or 2 extra pounds could really inhibit his quality of life, especially when you already have some discomfort.
Sure. So what would you recommend to other dog owners out there whose dog might need to lose a couple extra pounds? What do you say the best plan of attack would be?
We'll definitely talk with our vet, but from our experience, knowing the calorie count, sticking to it has been key. Especially when I first started working with overweight dogs, I was pretty surprised to learn how high of a calorie count a lot of just dog treats are. We found it's more of, in their mind, the act of getting rewarded and getting something versus what it is that they're actually getting. So it can be really tiny. It can even be like part of a carrot. I also think that the exercise component is not something to be overlooked. I personally think, with some maybe minor exceptions, all dogs need to be exercised, but obviously if you're trying to lose weight, that goes hand in hand with diet. And especially if your dog is morbidly obese or really overweight, it's not too late to start. And I can appreciate that, like with most people, when you have a problem that becomes really large or overwhelming, you don't want to tackle it, but small steps can really start to see big results. And just the consistency with exercise and walking, I think, would make big dividends.
Does Wolfgang have a favorite exercise?
Well, he loves walking, but if you see sometimes on our videos, a local veterinarian in town, Dr. Julie with Integrative Veterinarian Medicine, she donated the use of her water treadmill to Wolfgang. and he goes there once a week, and he walks there. They're working on his speed incline. And we have no idea why, but Wolfgang, like 95% of the time, whenever he wants to work out or exercise, he takes a toy with him. But he never drops a toy. I mean, he obviously could go faster and longer if you could breathe better and if you're holding a toy. I mean, we don't make him hold it, but he, I guess, likes to have a workout buddy like a lot of other people do. So he works out with a toy.
I have seen those videos on Instagram. It's very, very cute seeing him do that. So Wolfgang has gotten very, very famous over the last year or so.
Yeah.
Did you expect that to happen?
No, it's really, it's fun to see. It's actually kind of overwhelming because we weren't very active at all on social media before we had Wolfgang, but we started it as a way to keep people at the shelter informed of his progress, because with him being so extremely obese, he already had kind of a following there, and we wanted to keep people updated. And then, I mean, we think he has such a great personality, and we learn a lot from other people's stories and suggestions, because although we have worked with other dogs, obese dogs before, at the time we hadn't worked with any dog as extreme obesity as Wolfgang. So we learned from other people too. And everyone's just been really nice and overwhelming. And especially when he was 90 pounds, we were worried about like him just sleeping on our regular dog beds. And so, you know, I mean, your company was generous enough to send us one of your big barkers. And so now he, you know, sleeps on that with our new big dog. So yeah, the popularity that has taken off has been pretty overwhelming, but Wolfgang seems to like it.
Yeah, we were very honored to send him to bed, and we got a big kick out of it when we saw the Today Show clip, and he was laying on his big barker while on national TV. That was super, super cool. So
yeah, he likes it. He's actually a really good sharer. So now he's been sharing it with Jameson, the 100-pound one. I teased Wolfgang. I was like, they advertise them for dogs 50 pounds and up, so you almost don't need your big barker anymore. So you're losing so much weight. But yeah, it's been fun, and thank you for your guys' help along the way.
You're welcome. Well, thank you guys for spending the time with me today. You guys have a really inspirational story, not just Wolfgang, but what you guys are doing with not only helping rescue dogs, but specifically these dogs losing weight. I think it's really helpful to the dogs you're helping directly and everybody that's following you on social media. If somebody wanted to learn more about Wolfgang and the mission that you're on and the journey that Wolfgang's on, what's the best way for them to follow?
Our Instagram account is pretty intuitive, Obese_Beagle. And he's on Facebook as Wolfgang's Weight Loss Journey. And so we try to answer as many questions as possible if people ask questions about what we're feeding or exercise tips.
I want to thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate it. And
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.